C, my favorite vehicle, covered wagons, often called prairie schooners, were primary vehicles used during the westward settlement. Most wagons were pulled by oxen, which were stronger and more reliable than horses on long journeys. There is the early American migration. 500,000 migrants traveled the Oregon Trail to the Oregon Territory between the 1840s and 1860s. It made 10 to 20 miles per day and took 4 to 6 months from St. Joseph, Missouri to the Dalles in Oregon.
I'm living the wandering gypsy RV life, rolling smooth beneath.
Welcome back to the Wandering Gypsy RV Life podcast. I'm your host, Stan Cromlish, author of the Rolling Smooth RV book series, coming to you from somewhere out on the open road with my trusty companions, Birdie B and Rosie. This podcast is about RV life as it really happens. The miles, the lessons, the unexpected detours, and the stories that remind us this lifestyle isn't about perfection. It's about learning to make good decisions, 1 mile at a time. So grab a cup of coffee, settle in, and let's talk a little RV life. Today, we are in the RV and Motorhome Hall of Fame here in Elkhart, Indiana. I have with me Jennifer Schillaci of the Learn to RV podcast. She and I have been friends for several years now, and she is going to be giving me a tour of the RV Motorhome Hall of Fame because I've never been here before, Jennifer.
Well, I'm really excited. So we were only here once, 2 years ago. So it's been a few minutes since we've been here too. But it's such a neat place, and it's such a big part of just the whole RV community that I think it's beautiful for people to see it. And if you're ever in, this part of Indiana, it's worth the stop.
I agree. I'm looking forward to walking through and seeing all of the various exhibits and where RV and motorhomes have come from in the past 100 years.
Well, and one of the things that's really neat about this place is we'll be able to see even the history of Family RV Association. Okay. I mean, that exists here too. So the clubs and everything that's been part of that is part of this community as well. It's not just the big brands, although we're going to see some pretty old units, but there's also some new stuff too. And you're going to be surprised as we turn some corners. There's actually some manufactured homes. So if you ever were curious about where all that started, it's right here in Indiana.
Oh, wow. I'm a cowboy. You know that. So they say that the first RV was actually the chuck wagon and the sheep wagons of the Old West.
Frank actually teaches that in a seminar for roofs.
Really?
Yeah, because it's come a long way since
that canvas-covered wagon. Okay. You didn't realize we were gonna run the full gambit, did you, Jennifer?
No, it's going to be a good one.
It's going to be a good one.
Well, yeah, and I think that's one of the things about being a vendor in this space is we get to have relationships and community that people don't realize exists in this space. And so it's just nice to be able to hang out with your friends for a week.
It is.
So, I mean, in that respect, this has been fun because I could actually say, hey, Stan, do you want to go do something together?
Right.
And so that makes this even better, in so many ways.
In so many ways. And, even this week when you set up your new MacBook Pro and are now learning video editing,
yep,
you came to me for help. And, that's what's so great about this community. And I'll tell you why. When I started editing video, Kevin McCabe and his wife Patrice of RV There Yet Television helped me get started video editing. And he's taught me a bunch of tips and tricks. They have a television show that comes out every Sunday at 8:30 a.m. Eastern Time on the Discovery Channel.
Yep. And they're super nice people.
They are wonderful.
They're fantastic. So, I mean, Kevin and Patrice, they've actually been on Learn to RV as well. And so it's been one of those things that it's just, they're just good people.
They are.
You know, and I think that's so much of the RV community. You know, and I think that's the side of this that nobody sees. But yeah, I mean, as far as setting things up and getting it going, you know, you said it best, you know, at the beginning of the week. You have a hard time nailing me down because I tend to be a creator in a space as well as a business owner. So that keeps me very busy at a lot of the shows. And you saw that again this week where I was nonstop. Even though it was a pretty slow rally, we were out at the Frog Rally together.
Right.
And for those of you that don't know, that means Forest River Owners Group, not actual frogs. But they love their frogs.
They absolutely, I think I acquired, even though I'm in a Tiffin and nobody shot me, I acquired 5 or 6 frogs.
But Tiffin has its own thing.
Tiffin has its own turtle.
Yep. And so each brand is starting to acquire quite a few. Like if you're an Alliance owner, you might have an alligator.
If you're a Jeep owner, you got ducks.
And then if you're a Airstream owner, it's flamingos. and then I'm told that it's bears for Grand Design.
Oh wow. I can't wait to see, because I'm going to be here. I was at the Frog Rally. I'll be here for the Grand Design Rally. I was here representing Techno RV as their vendor rep and their RV ambassador.
Yep. And, you know, we come for RV roofing solutions ultimately. But at the end of the day, I still have Learn to RV, the podcast, and learn2rv.com. And so I'm constantly looking for content for both of those.
And I have the Wandering Gypsy RV Life, as most of my viewers already know.
Yep.
But it's always fun to get out into the community, Jennifer.
Absolutely. Yeah. And we got some great content this week, but we also got some future podcasts out of this week. And so every event that we do, I don't know about you, you know, there's at least one new interview that I get out of that.
I was talking to a few content creators this week, and they've both agreed to come on the podcast as soon as I can get them nailed down for a time. You know, in this lifestyle, we're not all stationary.
Right.
We are rolling down the road, different places, different times, different things. So in 2 weeks, 3 weeks, you'll be in Hershey, Pennsylvania.
Yep. So Hershey is coming fast. And a lot of my friends that are vendors are going to be there. And Techno RV is one of them. I actually was thinking it would be fun. So I sent my team a message the other night and I said, hey, we have a craft project. And Christina rolled her eyes at me because she knows me. I'm going to go out and buy a big piece of PVC and we're going to do one of those Margaritaville signs. On Monday, we're going to map out how far it is to each friend booth.
Kind of like the MASH going home.
Exactly. We'll put their logo on there and then we're going to do it in steps.
Okay.
So, you know, 2,032 steps to Techno RV.
Right.
Our booth is right outside the Giant Center, right next to the Delaware State Parks this year. So it's the perfect spot for that idea.
So tell me what I can expect today in the museum.
I think you're going to find that there's tons of history here.
Just stop you right there. I am a major history buff. I wrote a historical fiction book about World War II called The Johnson Family Chronicles. Changing currents, changing tides.
Oh, wow. That's awesome.
Yes.
So I think what you're going to find is a different kind of history. The history of the RV world and where they've been, how they've improved it, how you might not think they've improved it. You'll be able to tour some of the older units. And so there's some really cool older units in there. My favorite room in this place is actually a funny one. They have a library.
What? They have a library? Tell me about that.
The library has all the old articles from different trade publications over the years. Today I'm actually going to be searching for something a little different. I was out at the care facility for escapees a couple months ago and I had interviewed Crystal, who's the associate director of the care facility. And there's a bell as you come on to the escapees park there. They have a full RV park. And Kay Peterson put this bell in, and when you came in years ago, you would ring the bell and everybody would come out and greet you. I went up to look for that article online. According to the internet, there's no story on the bell, and I'm sure it's here in the museum.
I'm sure you'll find it.
Yep. This is the place we're going to find it if it still exists.
Yep.
And so I thought, what better place than to share that story again on Learn to RV once we do find it. Because I have the original pictures from the bell over in Livingston from a couple months ago.
Good.
So, yeah.
Good. That's awesome. And, you know, I'm looking forward to seeing where the RV motorhome industry started to today. And it's going to be, to me, it's going to be cool. And like I said, to begin this podcast, from the old covered wagons going west on the Oregon Trail to today's modern conveyances.
Well, and I think that while you're here, because you're going to be here a couple weeks doing several rallies, sign up for a factory tour. I know Tiffin's not here.
Tiffin's in Red Bay.
But you've probably done a Tiffin tour at some point.
I haven't.
Oh, really?
No.
Oh, that should be on your list.
The problem is when I'm there at Tiffin in Red Bay, I'm taking the RV to 3 or 4 vendors.
That's true.
While I'm there.
So what you'll want to do is sign up for one of the bigger companies. They have daily different tours. Walk through a tour with them, and they'll show you how that happens.
I'm probably going to sign up for a Newmar factory tour. Some friends of mine, Charlene and Richard Guidry, have their Dutch Star right now up in Alaska. I lean more to the motorhomes over the towables because they fit my lifestyle.
For sure. We did a tour at a different towable company, and they just do towables. And so it was an interesting tour. It's very fascinating to walk through and just see that step-by-step process. The thing is, it's an assembly line. And so sometimes
you make mistakes.
I won't name the company we went to go see because they told us they pride themselves on putting a roof on in 22 minutes. Frank's almost stepped on my toes as they said it because he's like, don't say a word. And that's a challenge, right? As somebody that works in this industry, I think that we're taking too much time worrying about how fast we can do something
instead of how much quality we can have.
Yeah, and so I mean, I know there's deadlines and they've got to get them off the line, but the reality is that we have to slow down in this, situation.
Right. So, I think today is going to be wonderful, and this is just, it's going to be fascinating.
Yep. I'm glad you're here.
I'm glad I'm here too.
It's going to be exciting.
And I am so glad you invited me to do this today.
Well, I'm just excited to have you as part of this whole adventure. So adventures are not fun by yourselves. It's always better with a friend.
No, but adventures by yourself, I am the world's greatest guy at doing adventures by himself. Because y'all probably all know, at least my viewers do, that I am a 100% solo RVer.
Yep. That is a whole nother level. That's something I don't do, and
not a lot of people do that.
No, but we do it with our family, so we're weirdos too. It's okay.
Yeah, and you had 7 kids at one point in your 5th wheel.
Yep, we did. So we're down to 3 still traveling with us.
Okay.
But there's still 5 of us in there, plus 2 dogs and 2 cats.
And I don't have dogs and I don't have cats. So you're a little
he's
bit crazier than I
legitimately
am.
solo. Like, that's it. It's just Dan.
I always joke I travel with my 3 favorite people. Me, myself, and I.
Yep, see, and I don't do solo by myself very well, so it works out well.
No, but,
I like being busy. So
And I've got friends the width and breadth of the country, just like you do.
Yep.
Let's go take a tour.
Let's do it.
With Birdie B and Rosie heading to the next sunrise.
Thank you for riding along with me today for this episode of the Wandering Gypsy RV Life Podcast. If you enjoyed this episode, be sure to like, subscribe, and share the podcast with a fellow traveler so more folks can find us out here on the road. You can find more stories, photos, and adventures over at wanderinggypsyrvlife.com. If you're looking for gear that helps keep your rig running right, check out Techno RV through my affiliate link at technorv.com. They really do help you adventure more and worry less. And if you enjoy cowboy storytelling and rodeo history, My good friend Doug Simcox hosts a great podcast called Beyond the Chutes, which is well worth a listen at beyondthechutes.show. If you'd like to dive deeper into the mindset behind this lifestyle, you can check out the Rolling Smooth RV book series at wanderinggypsyrvlife.com/rolling smooth. Until next time, keep your rig rolling smooth. Keep your coffee hot. Safe travels, my friends. And remember, not all who wander are lost.